Hello everyone, welcome back to Dibya classes. Today we are going to solve some programs based on array. So let us start. So the first program is write a program to store first 10 natural numbers in an array and display them. So you already know what are the first 10 natural numbers, that is from 1 till 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So you already know. So when you know the value, you will be using declaration with initialization method. When you don't know the value, you will be using parameter method for input. When you know the value, you will be using declaration with initialization. When you don't know the value, you will be using parameter method for input, which we already discussed in previous class. So here you know the value. You know what are the first 10 natural numbers, that is 1 till 10. These are the first 10 natural numbers. So now we will be using declaration with initialization method to input the values. So let us write this program using BlueJ. So I will create a class array2 class array2 public void dnm. So you've done the skeleton. Now we'll store these 10 natural numbers. So there are two methods. One is first we'll declare and then initialize. Second one is it is declaration with initialization. There are two methods. So first we will be doing the declaration and then we'll initialize the value one by one. So first we have to create an array. All the 10 natural numbers are integer type. So we'll declare an array of data type int. Let it be a equal to new int and within brackets 10. This is how to declare an array. We have declared an array of size 10. Why size 10? Because we want to keep 10 values of type int. Now we will store the values. In the 0th location, we'll store the first natural number. Then in the second location, we'll store 2. In third location, we'll store 3. In fourth location, we'll store 4. How it is fourth location? The location always start from 0. 0 is first location, second location, third location, fourth location. Then fifth. Then in the sixth location, we'll store 6. Then 7. Then 8. Then 9 and finally we'll store 10. So this is called declaration and this whole thing is called initialization. So this is the input part. So after input we'll do some processing. So here we don't need to do any processing because here the question has asked you to just store the values and print them. So we have stored the values in the array. Our next job is to print them. So to print an array, we have to take a loop. This is very important because in all the array programs, you have to print the array finally after calculating or doing whatever the program is asked. So this part is very, very important. How to print an array. To print an array, you have to take a for loop. So we'll take a for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. So in this loop we are going to create the locations. First it will be 0 location, then plus 1, that is this location, second one, then again plus 1, the third location plus 1 till the last location, that is 9. Therefore I have written less than 10. Less than 10 means it will go till 9. Now we'll print the values. System.out.println a of I. So the I value will become 0 first, so it will print a of 0. What is in a of 0? 1 is there, so it will print 1. Then I value will become 1, then it will print a of 1, that is 2. Then I value will become 2, it will print a of 2, that is 3. It will go till the value is 9. Let us run this program. See, you are getting the numbers from 1 to 10. Now we'll run this manually and I will explain you. So here first what we did, we created an array of size 10 that can store integer type values. So we created an array. Array is like a trend. I've already explained you in last class. And here the size is 10. That is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total 10 boxes we have created. And in the box number 1, I have stored 1. This is A. This is array A. And this is the location. A of 0 means we are talking about this. In this we stored 1. Then in A of 1, that is this, we stored 2. A of 2, we stored 3. A of 3, we stored 4. Then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. So till here, what we did, we stored all the values in the array A. Next, our job is to print the values. So I created a loop where I equal to 0 initially, and then we are printing A of I. What is I? I is 0. A of 0 is 1. A of 0 is 1. So it will print 1. Then I plus plus, the value will become 1. 1 less than 10, true. A of 1 is 2. Then I plus plus, it will become 2. 2 less than 10, again true. It will print A of 2. That is 3. Then I plus plus, it will become 3. 3 less than 10, true. A of 3, it will print 4. Then I value will become 4, it will print 5. Then I value will become 5, it will print 6. Then I value will become 6, it will print 7. Then I value will become 7, it will print 8. I value will become 8, it will print 9. Then I value will become 9, it will print 10. Then again when it becomes I plus plus, that is 10, then it will check 10 less than 10, it will become false. False means this loop will stop. Now it is the end of program. So we got all the values from 1 to 10 in a single line. Okay, understood? Okay. So the main part of this program was to understand how to print, that is the output part. Because in the last class we already understand about the input part. This is the input part. Okay, but we didn't discuss about the output thing. So how to print an array? To print an array, you have to take a for loop. What if someone writes system.out.println A, or like this, system.out.println A, without using any loop? If someone writes A bracket or A directly, what will happen? Let us check. So this time I will not take a for loop, and student wants to print the array directly using print statement. Let us check what happens when we print A square bracket. So when I compile this, it is giving an error because we cannot print like this. Similarly, if a student write only A, so now it is not giving any syntax error. Let us run it. Can you see? It is giving some random values. This random value is called a garbage value. Actually, it is not going to print the array. The answer should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 10. But see, you are getting some random number. It is a garbage value. Okay. So we cannot print an array directly. To print an array, you always have to write a for loop. You have to use a for loop to print an array. You have to remember this. This part is very, very important. Understood? So now we are going to use the second method, that is declaration with initialization method, to do the same question. So how to do that? So I'll create another class, array3. I'll copy this program. So instead of writing like this and creating an array like this, you can also write like this. Within curly brackets, write the value directly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is called declaration with initialization. This part is called declaration and this part is called initialization. You can also write the program like this. Let us run this program. See, you are getting the same answer. So either you can write the program like this. This is also correct. Or you can also write like this. If you write like this also, you will get full marks. This is declaration with initialization. And here, this part is declaration and this whole part is initialization. Okay, understood? Now let us solve the next question. Write a program to create an real array and store any real values and then display all the elements of the array. So in the first case, you already know the value, the first and natural numbers. But in the second case, you don't know the value. You don't know how many real numbers to store and what are those real numbers. It can be any 3 real numbers, it can be any 100 real numbers, it can be any 1000 real numbers. So a user can enter n number of real numbers in random manner. It can be negative real numbers, it can be positive real numbers. No one knows what the user is going to enter. So when you don't know the value, you have to use parameter method. So let us solve this question using parameter method. So first we'll create a new class, array4, class array4, public void dnm. Done. Skeleton is done. Now we'll input the numbers using parameters. So here you have to write double. Why double? Because in the question it has asked for real numbers. Let the array name be A. So when you write like this, it will give a box where you can input as many number of value you want and any random values. So here input is done. The next job is to print those values. And I have already told you for printing, you have to use for loop. Okay. So now in the previous case, you took a for loop from 0 to 9. That is 0 to 9 means 10 rounds. The loop will work for 10 times because you already know that there are 10 values. But here you don't know how many number of values the user is going to give. The user may give 5, he may give 1000, he may give 1 lakh, he may give 2, he may give 1. No one knows. So here you have to find the length of the array. So now we are also going to learn how to find the length of an array. So what is length? We have already discussed in previous class. Length means the number of elements or the number of values present in an array. So it is very easy. Let us declare a variable L that will store the length. Length will be of integer type because it will return the number of elements present in an array. You have to write A. A is the array name. Don't give square brackets here. length. Done. So if you remember, you have used length function in string. But in string, it will be followed by round brackets. In array, we will not give those round brackets. So length function will be used to find the length of the array. Means number of elements present in that array. Now we will be using the for loop. For int I equal to 0, that is the first location. I less than L. L is the length. Then I plus plus. then we'll print those values. System.out.println a of I. Let us run this program, then I will explain you manually. You know how to enter in parameter. You have to enter the values within curly brackets. Let us enter 2.3, 5.6 and minus 0.9. I have entered 3 values. See, you are getting all the 3 values. Now let us enter 5 values. Minus 0.1, 11.0. See, you are getting all the 5 values. Now let us enter 2 values. 2.3 and 0.9. So you are getting 2 values. So here you can input as many number of values you want and any random values. So now let us understand how is this working. So when you write double A and followed by square bracket means you are talking about an array. If you write only double A, it will become a variable. If you write double A square bracket, this will become an array. So here we will input 3 values, 2.0, minus 1.1 and 3.7. We got 3 values. Okay. So now we'll find the length. A dot length. What is the length? Means what are the number of elements? There are 1, 2, 3 elements. So L will be 3. So loop will work from 0 till less than L. That is, I will be from 0 to less than L means it will go till 2. So first value of I is 0. 0 less than 3, true. So it will print A of 0. What is A of 0? This is A of 0. It will print 2.0. Next, I plus plus, I value will increase and it will become 1. It will print A of 1. What is A of 1? A of 1 is minus 1.1. It will print minus 1.1. Then I plus plus, its value will become 2 now. I value will become 2. It will print A of 2. It will print A of 2. What is A of 2? It is 3.7. Then I plus plus, I value will become 3. Now this will become false. Why? 3 less than 3, it will become false. False means it will not go inside. And our programs gets over here. So understood how is this working? Okay. So now you understand how to input values when you know the value and when you don't know the value. If you know the value, declaration with initialization or declaration and then initialization. If you don't know the value, then you have to use parameter method. But also, since class 9, we know that instead of parameter, there are 2 alternate ways you can use, that is scanner and buffer reader. So all the parameter programs, including array programs, or all the programs you have done till now, all the parameters programs can also be written using scanner and buffer. So now I will write the program, the same program using scanner. So this program is already done in parameter method. Now we'll be converting this program into scanner. So to do a program using scanner, first you have to write import java.util.asterisk. In the function line, you have to write throws mismatch exception. Then you will write the scanner line, scanner x equal to new scanner, and within brackets system.in, and before taking input we have to write the print statement, system.out.println. So when using scanner, you have to remember one more thing, that you have to ask the user how many numbers he wants to input, that is how many real numbers, in this case how many real numbers does he want to input. Only after asking that, that is getting the value of how many numbers he want to input, then only he can give the values. Okay, so first we'll ask enter number of elements to be stored in an array. It is compulsory to ask. Okay, you have to ask the number of elements he wants to store in that array. So int n, where n is the number of elements, integer x dot next int. So now after getting the number of elements, our next job is to create an array. So double, let a be the array. So here parameter is not required, we'll delete this from here. Equal to new double and the number of elements, that is given in n. Now we'll input the values using for loop. In scanner method you have to use for loop to input the values. So int j equal to 0, j less than n, j plus plus. And now a of j equal to x dot next double. Why double? Because these are real values. So in this for loop we are going to input the values. So after inputting the values we are going to find the length, but in this case length is not required. Why? Because you already know the length. Length means number of elements. The user has already told you what is the number of elements. The number of elements is n. So here this is not required. So what we did? First we asked the user how many elements he wants to store. He told that I want to store n number of elements. Then we created an array. This is declaration of array, you already know. We declared an array of size n. Then in this for loop, the first for loop, we are inputting the real values, and in the second for loop we are printing the values. Okay, so to make the program more professional, we'll also write a print statement here. System.out.println, enter the values, so that the user will get the message that now you have to enter the values. Okay, let us run this program and check if our program is correct. So now it is asking enter the number of elements to be stored in an array. Let us store 3 elements. Now we have to enter the values. Let it be 4.5 minus 0.9 and 1.1. So this was the input part and this is the printing part. So our program is correct. Now let us understand this manually. So first we imported the scanner class, we wrote throws input mismatch exception, we wrote the scanner line, and then we are printing enter the number of elements to be stored in an array. So the user has to tell how many elements he wants to enter. So in this case he told 3. So in n we have 3, and this is also the length of the array. Then we created the array of size n, and then our job is to enter the values, and we'll ask the user to enter those values. So first j is 0. 0 less than n value is 3, true, it will go inside. And in a of j, what is a of j? That is nothing but in a of 0 we'll store a value. We're asking for a value. This is input x dot next double. So the user inputted, for example, 3.4. So in the array we have created, that is A, which has 3 boxes because the length is 3, and these are the locations 0, 1, 2. Now we have 3.4 in the first location. Next j value will become 1, and in a of 1 will store another value. In a of 1 will store another value. Let it be minus 1.1. So here minus 1.1 will be stored. Next j value becomes 2. So in a of 2 we'll store another value. In a of 2 we'll store another value. Let it be 0.9. So in a of 2 we'll store 0.9. Then j value will become 3. So now it will check 3 less than 3, which is false. So it will come out of this loop. And in the next loop, we are printing the values. You know how we print the values in array. We have to take a loop. So again, it will start from 0 till less than n, because n is the number of elements. It is the length. So first I value of 0, it will print whatever the value is present in a of 0. That is, it will print 3.4. Next, I value will become 1. A of 1, it will print minus 1.1. Then I value will become 2, it will print a of 2. That is 0.9. Next, I value will become 3. 3 less than 3, it will become false. So it will come out of the loop and our program gets over. This is how to input array using scanner. In parameter, it is too easy. You just have to write here, that is this one, double A square bracket, and you can input the numbers easily. But here in this case, you have to first ask the user for the number of elements and then create the array and then input the array using for loop. You have to remember these steps. Okay, understood? Okay, now let us move to another question. Write a program to enter computer marks of n number of students and then find and print the maximum marks, the minimum marks and the average marks in the subject. So the question is saying that in a class there are n number of students. N can be 30 students, 40 students, 50 students. It depends on the class, how many students are there. So after getting the number of students, then you have to ask what are their marks in computer. So if there are 60 students, all the 60 students will enter their computer marks. Out of those computer marks, you have to find the maximum mark, the minimum marks and the average of all the marks. So let us write this program using BlueJ and then I will explain you manually. So we'll create a class first, array6. I'll write the skeleton, class array6, public void dnm. We'll do this program using scanner. So for scanner, you have to write import java.util.asterisk and then here we'll write throws input mismatch exception. Then we'll write the scanner line, scanner x equal to new scanner system.in. And then we'll ask the user that how many students are present in that class. System.out.println number of students in the class. So we have to get this value in the variable n. It is already given, n number of students. X dot next int. So we got the number of students. Now our job is to ask their computer marks. So system.out.println enter marks in computer for all students. So before taking the input, you have to create an array to store those computer marks. We'll create an array int marks with the array name equal to new int and the size will be n, that is the number of students. We'll take a for loop to input the array using scanner method, right? Int I equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. And now we'll take the input from the user. Marks I equal to x dot next int, assuming that all the marks are integer numbers. There is no decimal marks. Okay. So now we have taken the input. Now our job is to do the processing part. That is, we'll find the maximum value, the minimum value, and the average of all the values. So for that, we'll declare few variables. Int max, which will store the maximum value. Initially, let the maximum be 0. And minimum, initially let it be 100, which will store the minimum value. And then we'll take another variable avg, that will store the average. Let it be 0.0 at the starting. So now we'll take another for loop. And we'll find the maximum, minimum, and average. So if marks j greater than max, then max equal to, that is the maximum value is equal to marks of j. Similarly, if marks of j is less than min, that is the minimum value, then min equal to marks dot j. I will explain you how will this work. And here we are also going to add all the marks so that we can find the average at a later stage. TOT, let it be the total, equal to TOT plus marks of j. We'll declare this variable too. Done. So after this is over, our next job is to find the average, equal to TOT by n. Now I will print maximum marks present in max, the minimum marks present in min, and the average present in avg. So this completes the program. Let us run this program in BlueJ, then I will explain you what actually I am doing. Number of students in the class, let it be 5. We'll take small numbers so that it will be easier for calculation. Enter marks in computer. Let it be 40, assuming that the highest mark is 100. And 50, and 60, and 50, 50. So what will the average here? 40 plus 60 is 100. Then 50 over 50, 100, 200, 50 by 5. That is 50. Average will be 50. And the maximum will be 60 and the minimum will be 40. We already know the answer. This should be the answer. Minimum is 40, maximum is 60 and average is 50. Maximum is 60, minimum is 40 and average is 50. So we are getting the right answer. That means our program is correct. Now let us understand how we did this program. So in this program we used scanner method. Okay, using the scanner we took the input. First we asked the number of students in the class and the user entered that in this class there are 5 students. Instead of 5 there can be 50 students also. So if there are 50 students, we will take 50 computer marks and you will find the maximum, minimum and the average. Okay, so here to make it easier to understand, I have taken only 5 students. Then we created an array marks of size 5, means it will store 5 values. Now we are asking the user to enter the computer marks of all these 5 students. So using the for loop, we are taking the input. You already know how to do this. We did this in previous program. So in the array marks of size 5, we entered the values. The values were 60, 50, 40, 50 and 50. These are the marks. Then using this for loop, the second for loop, we are calculating the maximum, the minimum and the total. Total will help you to find the average at a later stage. Okay. So here we have taken maximum as 0 and minimum as 100. So we are trying to find if there is any value greater than 0. Means if any person has got greater than 0. So now the value of j is 0. So that is marks of 0. That is 60. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now 60. Is 60 greater than 0? Yes, true. So the new max is 60. It is true. True means in max we will store the marks of 0 value. Max of 0 means 60. So in max now we have 60. We are also checking if 60 is less than 100. Is 60 less than 100? True. So in min we have 60. In max and min we have 60 now. Don't worry, the program is not over. We will get the correct answer gradually. And in total we are adding the marks. So in total starting it was 0 and now in total we have 0 plus 60, that is 60. Next j will become 1, means we are talking about the number 50. So 50 greater than 60, false, nothing is going to happen. 50 less than 60, true. So instead of 60, 50 will be stored in min. Then in total we are adding it, 60 plus 50, now the total is 110. Next j of 2, that is 40. 40 greater than 60, false. 40 less than 50, true. Means in min we have 40 now. And in total we'll add 40 and it will be 150. Next j of 3. Now we have 50. So 50 greater than 60, false. 50 less than 40, false. Minimum is 40 right now. 50 less than 40, false. Both are false. We'll add in total. It is 200. Next value is 50. Again 50 greater than 60, false. 50 less than 40, false. We'll add. Now the total value is 250. Now the loop is over because j value will become 5. 5 less than 5, it is false. The loop is over now. Now we'll find the average. Average is total marks divided by number of students. Total marks is 250. Number of students is 5. 250 by 5, it is 50.0. Why 50.0? Because average is double. If it is INT, we will get 50. Since it is double, it will be 50.0. Even total will be 250.0. Why? Because the variable total is also double. So total is 250.0 and 250.0 by 5 is 50.0. Understood? Now we'll print the final. Maximum marks present in max, that is 60. So it will print 60. Minimum marks present in min, that is 40. And average is 50.0. Understood? This is a very important question that may come in your board exam also. Okay. So now we have completed 3 important programs. You understood how to take input when the values are known and unknown, and how to print the arrays, and also did a small program to find the minimum, maximum and average of a given array. In this case, students' marks. So in next class, I will be giving some assignments and also we'll be doing some more programs. So now I will take a leave from you. Have a nice day. Thank you.